Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast.
Well,
this in particular, this class that you're in, because there are 100 classes.
Actually, it's down to like 6 total now. So there's 6 classes. We run in what they would call the oldest, the most historic class, which is the open wheel cars. Most of those cars are purpose built just for the mountain, to go up and down the mountain. It's still a place where factories come to test the newest technologies that's out, and that's what Ford is doing, and Hyundai are there with the electric vehicles, setting records and flying up the mountain.
But let's make this clear. This is not an off-road event. This is an open wheel, climb the mountain on an asphalt road for whatever it is, 6-7 minutes.
Yeah. It is 12.43 miles, and this year we did it in 10 minutes and 19 seconds, covering, I think it's 6,000 feet of 5,800 feet of elevation change in that section.
Man, I'll tell you what. As you may or may not know, I went to visit my daughter in Denver in July, and I want to say I made the mistake, but no, it was a learning experience. I white-knuckled that thing, that car that I was driving, a beautiful Lexus RX 450H Plus, up all that way, all the way to the mountaintop. And I mean white-knuckled it. I mean there were curves, there were switchbacks, and I to this day don't know how I made it up there or how I made it back. Talk about heartbeat, sweating palms, and the whole 9 yards. I had it.
If you watch our video that's on YouTube, we've got top speed is about 116, 117, which that road's normally 30. And then we're as slow as 26 mile an hour in some of the switchbacks that you talk about. So it's pretty drastic in the speed changes, and 153 corners that you're going up. So, like the Ford team, for example, brings in Romain Dumas, multiple time, 24 Hours Le Mans winner, driver of all things with 4 wheels, just absolutely amazing, superhuman talent driver. 2 WRC world champions, they're racing with us this year as well for Hyundai. It was a pretty amazing year to even be in the finishing category, let alone to gain a feather in a cap of a 3rd place finish. 12th overall, just breathtaking.
Did that really high-ranked driver, did he know what he was getting into when they said we were going to go up a mountain at that speed all the way to the top?
Yeah, I mean, most of the people that are doing this, it's literally a lifelong dream to race up this mountain. Again, internationally, this race is so much larger than it is here in America. It's pretty astounding. But it is the longest running race in the U.S. I mean, Indianapolis 500 claims the same number of years, but this was the 102nd running this year of that race.
Man, I'll tell you, have you driven that? Have you driven it in a race car? Have you gone that way?
In a race car, I have not.
You have not?
I was told years ago not drive it, but now that we've been together, married long enough, the wife says, yes, now I can drive it.
Does she have some sort of hidden meaning about you driving up the mountain? Like, yeah, well, if he makes it, great. If he doesn't make it, oh, well.
She's got the something about life insurance being paid up or something. I don't know. But, yeah, that's it is on the table. I think my question is it worth my risk at this point? I really prefer the administrative side that I get to do with the race, and then building the car is probably the most epic part. Putting a capable driver in it, that's what they do all year long, is drive and go up the mountain. That is the goal, is to get even higher. To be able to get to a 2nd or a 1st place dream and open wheel to a top 10 finish overall at Pikes Peak would be a huge lifelong achievement.
Well, when I visited up there the week after 4th of July, they were already preparing for that race and getting things in place along that treacherous drive up there. Once you pay your money to go up the mountain at that checkpoint down, it's not even at the bottom of the mountain. It's like, I don't know, a mile or 2 up there. You really don't know. If you've never been there, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, because that checkpoint down there, that's no big deal. I mean, there's trees around you and places to walk and bathrooms and all that. But once you get past that, Then all of a sudden it kind of gets desolate, and I don't know what altitude it was, but it got real desolate at some point on the mountain where there were no more trees.
Yeah, once you cross the tree line, everything changes. Visibility, you can see further. There's less vegetation, and there's a lot of rocks, a lot of runoff. So some pretty big cliffs, so to speak, or peaks that you could fall from. So you make sure and stay to the edge of the cliff. Always keep the cliff close, and slow down for the corners, and get back on the gas as soon as you can.
Well, I mean, does everybody realize, I didn't, that there are no guardrails on most of that trip up there? There's nothing.
I'm out.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's like you go off the road, you're going to go off-roading for a long time.
There are some guardrails up there. There's got to be 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, 6 or 7. And how many miles is that? 6 or 7 over all of those miles?
12.43 miles.
Uh-huh.
So you plan your drive very well, and be accurate, be on point. And all the drivers go through simulators before the race. So you are doing a simulator usually twice a day, making a full course run. And then they'll actually watch videos of other drivers on boards from years before. And you're usually watching cars a little bit faster than yours, watch a couple cars slower than yours. And you're just learning the course and how to do it. And that's what our driver did this year that helped him get, in my opinion, further up the pecking order, was what we call 4 a day. You know, you're watching 2 runs and then you're driving 2 runs every day, the 90 days before the race, plus all your practice time in the car.
Wow. It truly is amazing. It's an amazing feat to do it. And all the cars have cameras?
Yeah, cameras are required, and that's basically for history of the event, and verifying what's going on with the car, if there were any issues, safety issues, concerns, or accidents, how we learn from it, what we can make things better. But yeah, cameras are there. I'll send Mars a link to our YouTube video that's got the overlay of the data on it, so you can tell exactly how fast we were going compared to you up the mountain.
God.
And take a good look at it. It'll make you smile.
It'll make me pinch my butt cheeks together going, oh, my God.
There was something on YouTube not very long ago, a couple days ago, of a driver had his view of it out the windshield from like a helmet cam and then a different overall view. And it wasn't a very long video, but it was very interesting and exciting on how they get started and move up the mountain. It really was. So did you learn anything from the owner manager perspective that you can make better next year?
Always. Every time we start the car, every time we're out there, there's something we learn. And this year was kind of our year of what I'll call data growth. We work with a company out of Dallas, ECU Masters, standalone ECUs, but I mean, we're even monitoring what our crankcase pressure is on the car now. It seems simple to measure fuel pressure, but we data log our fuel pressures. So we know what the fuel pressure is doing at every RPM, at every altitude in correspondence going up Pikes Peak. We have a new system that measures our tire temperatures. It takes 8 readings across the tread of the tire 32 times a second on every tire, and it records all this data for us. So we can come back after a run and go, okay, well, we've got literally too much tire pressure here. We can take a half pound out. And it's these small leaps in data knowledge that is making our cars substantially faster.
I can't even imagine. So let's just use the crankcase pressure. Is that what you said? Crankcase pressure? Yeah.
Crankcase pressure.
So as you go up the mountain, how much does it change? Does it grow or does it shrink?
It actually grows, but we have a dry sump system. So in theory, we're keeping it negative or 0 or below at all times.
And you do that because why? I'm sorry, why do you do that?
Well, the dry sump's actually creating vacuum. By creating vacuum, you're actually creating more power inside the engine. It makes the engine freer to work. Dry sump also takes all the oil out of the pan, so your crankshaft is not slapping through the oil every time it revolves around as well. So you're freeing up horsepower that's already there. It's just a more efficient system.
And what kind of engine did you run in this thing?
Little baby LS, 7-liter, so 427 cubic inch, normally aspirated LS.
And it likes oil. How much oil do you run in a dry sump system?
Ours is right at 3 gallons.
3 gallons of oil when a normal car would run probably 5 quarts, little over a gallon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you do an oil temperature?
Oil temperature, we actually run a large cooler as well. Because of the sustained altitude, the air is thinner, everything heats up faster. So at sea level, we are what we call overcooled, but at Pikes Peak, we are barely cooling it to the range that we want.
And what is the normal water temperature that you're trying to maintain?
We like to be at the 180 on water, and then we like for our oil to be as close to that as possible, but it's running about 10 degrees hotter right now. So it'll be a 180, 190 split is what we'd call it. Race day, we saw as high as 210 on oil temp. Still nothing to be concerned about, nothing to worry about. But modern cars will run 230, 240 on oil temps. So we're cool, but it's cool based on viscosity of the oil that we're running, which is another trick to free up a little bit of horsepower in the car as well.
So do you run thinner oil?
Thinner oil. The higher the temperature, you use a thicker oil to help reduce that temperature. So lower you can keep the temperature, the thinner you can go the viscosity. Faster everything revs up, the faster the oil runs through the block. Makes everything happier.
What kind of filter do you run in a race engine like that?
We are Wix only here.
Wix, yep. And
Wix is,
go ahead.
I'm just saying Wix is the one, has been for years. It's our standby that we run, and we probably need to buy stock in that because we use a lot of their filters, cutting things apart, making sure what's going on inside the engine.
Right, making sure there's no shavings in there.
And no shiny, no glitter, nothing of the sort. And then you just top the oil filter off and put it right back on the car, put a new one on and go.
Now, did you bring a spare engine?
We did not take a spare with us this year, but we did have a spare LS in Colorado Springs that was available for us if we needed it. So paid them a small retainer to make sure there was a motor available if needed.
Yeah.
We actually had replacements of everything we needed this year. We could have needed, with the exception of the chassis of the car or a transmission. Everything else was in hand or located in Colorado Springs.
Nice.
First year we've been that far along. I mean, it was a year of change for the team, and it showed in our results. And I can't wait to see what next year brings for us.
Yeah, so I assume that there are some aspects of that run that you're working on for next year already.
There are plenty. Car is sadly still in the trailer. It's been out a couple times. We've got the Wheels, Watches, and Whiskey next weekend in College Station, the Stella Hotel. It'll be out for that, and then once that happens, it'll be going through another teardown to try and reduce some of the weight that we put on this year. Car actually gained more weight than we wanted, and when you're running up a mountain, every ounce counts. So, got to shave some weight.
Wheels, Watches, and Whiskey?
Yeah, we've been talking about that past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, one of you
Huh?
out there hanging. One of you needs to come hang out with me.
Mike's
Mike's gonna take
like
the
it, Mike.
in-wheel time truck up there.
Mike.
I would like to do that.
He's gonna put some.
Just,
He's gonna put some road tires on it.
Yeah,
We
And
can pick you up all the way through. We come right through Needville. We'll just pick you up.
yeah, that'd be good. I just got to be back in Houston by 1's the only problem.
Ah, okay.
well, that's when the drinking starts.
Well,
That's the
why I
whiskey
gotta be
part.
back.
I see. Yeah, okay. Well, Richard, great to talk to you. Congratulations, man. I mean, that's a huge feat, and we feel like we've kind of been along the road with you, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Well,
All the way.
yeah, it's great to talk to you. And thanks again for joining us on this Saturday morning. Richard Tomlin with the Apex Auto Works team. Thank you, sir.
We'll see you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Are you kidding?
It's
It's mind-boggling, I'm telling
it's
you.
one of those things that in your mind you'd like to try driving.
No, you wouldn't.
Not me.
Well, I don't know that I would
You
try
do
it
it.
that hard.
We'll stand on the side of the road with our own arms folded going, are you kidding?
I'll be
See
down
if
on
you
the
can catch me
bottom
whenever
of the
I fall.
mountain.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. And a new daily podcast is available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our live 2-hour weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org.
I don't know about you. Welcome back to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, by the way. I don't know about you, but way back in the day when I took driver's ed, one of the things that we had to learn was we had to learn hand signals.
You did.
But I already knew them because I had to take a just go with this, okay? I had to take a test for a bicycle license, which was kind of stupid, but I had to go there. And I had to go there and take the test, road rules, basically. It was a driving test for riding your bike on the street. This is way back when.
Yeah, way.
And one of the things was you had to learn your hand signals. I don't even know if kids know what a hand signal is other than the middle finger.
Cars, bikes, and motorcycles have hand signals.
Yeah.
And what happens when you need a hand signal? What do? Well, there's actually three, technically four, but there's three that we use all the time. So blinker failure, turn signal stop working. To make a lane change or signal your intentions to turn, your arm first has to start out. Hold that right there. Yeah. Has to start out the window. For a left turn, Don, your hand signal, simply stick your arm out the window straight. Keep it parallel to the ground with your palm facing downward. That's the left turn. For the right one...
Now, you're looking at this from behind.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Just want to make sure.
Because you're not going to signal a guy in front of you.
I'm just saying, because
exactly.
that picture is confusing.
Well, it's...
Go ahead.
I think it's a Nissan.
It's fine.
For the right turn, a hand signal, the elbow should be bent at a 90-degree angle so that your fingers are toward the sky. Your palm is facing forward, and your forearm is perpendicular to the ground. Although this is difficult to do if you're trying to go to the right with a car, it's over there. It's kind of hard to see, so just be careful. Look over your shoulder. So what happens when your brake lights go out? If your brake lights or turn signals are temporarily inoperable, you know the correct hand signals, you can continue to operate your vehicle to a safe place. You may also need to know these, like Don said, in a test. The signal for slowing down or stopping should be used in the event of brake or light failure. The driver's left arm is extended out the window. The elbow is bent down this time, palm facing backwards, and your index fingers toward the ground. So that means you're going to slow down or stop. It's important to note that these signals are difficult to use at night, so be careful when driving at night. They may not always see you, so be careful of that. Cyclists and motorcycles, like we talked about, may have, they can use the right or the left side, so it doesn't matter to them because their body is open on that particular vehicle. Signaling to the right turn means stick your arm out right, to the left is out left. And these are all part of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration signals and the guides that they produce for motorcycles and bicyclists. So the same thing. Let's review. Let's do a final thought on this. So what do
I
you
like
do?
the girl that's screaming here with her right hand out the window.
I know. The final thought on this is to bend your left arm down. I'm sorry, take that back. The left arm out the window, bent down, the palm facing behind you to slow or stop. Left arm out extended, straight out the window, parallel to the ground with your palm facing downward for a left lane change. Left arm out the window, bent up at a 90-degree angle is a right turn. And, of course, cyclists and motorcyclists, you all have your workings to make safe lane changes. Look at that. That's my favorite. Right there. I use that one a lot.
Mine's usually just one finger.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. You know what I'm
one finger
saying.
pointing the direction you're going.
That's right. Yeah, you stay out of this, Morris, because we know that you bring nothing good to the table when it comes to hand signals.
Exactly. He's got to put down his brown water.
All right. Okay. Time now on the Wind Bowl Time Car Talk Show to get our car review from Mr. Morris, who's been driving the Chrysler Pacifica.
Very cool.
Yes, sir. Now, this is the 2024 Chrysler Pacifica. This was first introduced in 2017, and it is the only model left in the Chrysler brand lineup. That's all Chrysler makes now is the Pacifica minivan.
Wow.
Now, the minivan, we had the plug-in hybrid model, and it actually, for 2024, you can actually get two different trim levels on it, the Select, which is a basic model, or you can step all the way up to the top, which is the Pinnacle, which happens to be the one we're driving. Front-wheel drive, we had the 7-passenger model because we had the captain's seats in the second row. Up front, you're going to find the LED projection headlights. You've got power folding heated side mirrors, roof racks, had a dual pane panoramic sunroof. Seemed like the whole top was coming off of that thing. It's got hands-free sliding side doors, which are real convenient. Got a hands-free power lift gate. Again, these are things that make it a little bit easier to get in and out and get your cargo in and out. And the Pinnacle happens to ride on some 18 by 7.5-inch gray aluminum wheels. So it looks kind of got a nice, elegant look to it. And on the inside of it, now this is the plug-in hybrid, so it does not have the stow-and-go seating for the rear seat because the battery's there. They do fold. But they don't actually fold down into the floor. They'll actually just fold over. Now, the third row will fold into the floor for more cargo space. The front seats, all the interior is quilted Napa leather seating. The front seats are heated and ventilated. So it's got a real nice look to it with all the stitching, got some pillows. It's got a 10.1-inch touchscreen in the center stack. Now, this is your main monitor there in the dash. You're going to find all your convenience controls and navigation, your 360-degree camera. But it's also got some 10.1-inch on the monitors on the back of the seats. Now, this is where you're going to find your infotainment, including the Amazon Fire TV that comes standard with this, so all your rear passengers can watch TV. But you also have the Fam Cam in this vehicle, and that's your interior camera, so you can watch them to watch what they're watching. Plenty of USB chargers, USB, USB-C, Apple CarPlay, Android. Got a lot of technology throughout this thing, including 20 Harman Kardon speakers in the audio system. Now, up front, you're going to find that it's got a 3.6-liter V6 plug-in hybrid. Now, this is equivalent to 260 horsepower. It will run approximately 30 miles on the electronic by itself. 32 miles on the electronic by itself. Now, I drove this vehicle 282 miles. I averaged 26.1 miles to the gallon. Across that, of course, I used the battery up really quick. And the base model, now if you get the gas model...
Are you lost?
Yeah, I am. 41,000 miles. I'm trying to watch the clock and do this. $41,000 to get you into a base model, but the plug-in hybrid model will cost you $52,460 to get started. Of course, you can qualify, hopefully, for the $7,500 EV credit. Now, the base trim price that we were driving is $59,495. The as-tested price is $61,685. And again, this is the only product in the Chrysler lineup, and it is also the only plug-in minivan currently on the market. Toyota Sienna has a hybrid that starts at $37,600. The Odyssey hybrid starts at $37,800. The 2025, new for 2025 Kia Carnival hybrid will start at $41,000. And so if you're looking for a hybrid in the
Van.
Minivan. You can find them several different ones, but this is the only plug-in hybrid that you're going to find, and that is in the Chrysler Pinnacle or Select model Pacifica.
Sounds to me like you had a little Don Armstrong going in there.
Yeah, I did. Got down there towards the end. It was like, trying to, but I made the clock.
You did make the
certainly
clock.
did,
And congratulations
with 4 seconds
on that.
to spare.
So here's a quick question for you. What year was the original minivan introduced? What year?
1986.
Wrong.
I'm going to say 78.
Wrong.
84.
Actually, it was an 83 model. 83 year for an 84 model year. And that was the
Iacocca.
Dodge Caravan and the Plymouth
Gremlin.
No,
You're there.
I want to say Voyager.
Voyager. Very good. That was your test for the morning.
Barely got through it.
I know. Again, today's In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by the group of original Lupi Tortilla restaurants in Houston, Beaumont, and College Station, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. We continue the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show after this quick break.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katie's another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana? The Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.